Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we're going to have Isaac. Isaac is from England in the UK. So let's see what Isaac has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello Isaac, how are you?
Hi, William. I'm good, thank you.
So tell me, how are you feeling today?
Yeah, not bad. I've just had a nice big roast dinner, so nice and energized.
Amazing. So tell me, what was the highlight of your weekend so far?
Highlight of my weekend so far, other than the roast dinner. Um, well, this weekend, we've just done Matilda as our pantomime at the youth club that I teach at. So that was yesterday, and that went really well, and I'm really proud of all the students. So seeing that come together and the culmination of all their work, that's probably been the highlight of my week.
Wow. And how long did it take for you to put all together to get to this point yesterday?
Well, we started just after the summer holiday, so it would have been September time. So about 3 months, give or take. Yeah, me
Wow.
and the other teachers have been working on that. So yeah, about 3 months.
So tell me, Isaac, where are you from?
So I'm from Hampshire in the UK,
Born and raised?
born and raised. Yeah, been here for 26 years now.
Wow. So tell me something interesting about your town, your city, where you live right now.
Something interesting about my city. It's where the Titanic sailed from. That's
Wow.
not a lot of people know that, but yeah, Southampton is where the Titanic sailed from, and it was destined to New York. So the
That's
Southampton docks is just down the road from me.
that's amazing. Oh wow, I think they have like a museum or something as well over there, don't they?
They do, yeah. They've got the Titanic Museum here.
I see. Oh wow. And what do you like the most about living there?
I I like the climate. A lot of people don't, surprisingly. But I think in other places in England and the UK, at this time of year, we'll get heavy snow and everything. Here, we don't really get snow. And when we do, every few years or so, it's proper snow. So it's like a treat for us rather than a nuisance.
I
So
see.
there's never really any kind of problem when it comes to getting to places. It rains a lot, as does most of the UK, but you kind of get used to that. And I don't want sun all the time anyway, really. So I want some interesting stuff here. So yeah, it's actually not too bad, temperature wise and weather wise.
Amazing. And all your family live there as well?
No, some my closest family do. So mum, dad, and siblings. But actually, I've got my grandparents are out in Spain. We also had some family in Australia.
Wow.
Um, yeah, we're kind of all over the place. We did have family in Dubai who have recently moved back to the UK, but yeah, we are a bit spread out. This family.
Amazing. And tell me what you do for work for a living, Isaac.
So I work as a freelancer on independent film sets. I also do my own projects. So next week I'm off in Wales, for example, um, on a film set in Wales about a. I'm not sure how much I can say, so I'll just say for now it's a horror film.
Right.
But I'll be off to Wales in a few days to be focus puller on that project. Next year, hopefully, I'll be doing some more of my own projects as well.
I see. I see. So tell me a little bit more about your job, your career. What's your job based on the film industry?
So I do a little bit of everything in the film industry.
Uh-huh.
So when I'm not directing my own films, I'll often take up a role as first assistant camera
Okay.
or a sound mixer because I have lots of sound kits. Potentially other jobs such as floor runner or maybe even cinematographer sometimes. It depends what people need really, whereabouts it's based, and well, what the project's about really.
Amazing. Wow, I think working film industry, I think must be amazing for you to be able to be part of those big projects, movies, filmmaking. I think
Absolutely.
is impressive. I love it. I'm a movie lover. I go to the movies every weekend. So I'm always, when I watch a movie, I just keep thinking, my God, how did they put all
Yeah.
of this together?
It's definitely a challenge on a lot of these sets because a lot of because so many of the sets, the budget is so small. I think we're talking, I don't know the budgets exactly, but from what I understand, they're rarely more than about £15,000. So it's so finding a way to make it look like it was shot for $2 million is the really interesting part of it that I really enjoy doing.
Amazing. Okay, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey, okay?
Great.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through memories in life and share point of
Let's
views?
do it. Let's
Amazing.
do it.
Welcome to William in the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Full of random questions. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just first relax before the first question, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Yes, you can always dance with me. So before we
There's
start
something very therapeutic about that.
before we start the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about or you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Sure thing.
Amazing. First question is, what's the best gift ever received and why you consider that?
Best gift ever received. Oh, I think the best gift I ever received was money towards my car, because my car is my life. Quite frankly, if I because I travel around so much for work and to just go to locations and have a look around, go on a weekend away, that's what I need. I love having the freedom of driving. So I think that is the gift that changed my life the most, I think.
Oh, wow. And tell me, do you drive very often? Is part of you need your car for sure for your job?
I need the car. Yeah, yeah. I drive pretty much every day. Where I work on Saturday mornings teaching. That's about 45-minute drive away. Um, and the trains are very unreliable in this part of the world. So yeah, it's definitely a necessity. And if I want to go to a fast food restaurant at 3 o'clock in the morning during my editing sessions, then it can be done. So
Wow.
that's my favorite gift.
What's the color of your car? Which car do you have?
I've got a Vauxhall Corsa. It's grey, but I think for me it's perfect because it's not so big that it's difficult to park, but it's got great boot space. And when I'm transporting all my kit all over the place, and,
Uh,
and cast and crew and everything, that's what I need that size car for. It's about right for me.
Amazing. It's interesting because I did some extra jobs like during the COVID before I started the Magic Box. I was doing some
Yeah,
extra jobs, some places, and I remember when I was signing up for some jobs, they were asking, "Do you have a car? Do you have a car? Do you have this?"
yeah.
Because for you to be able to go to certain places, and I was like,
I
"No, I
think a
don't."
lot of the jobs that I get are based on the fact that I drive. To be honest with you. And so
Yes,
I'm shocked when I meet someone that works in the film industry but doesn't drive. I'm like, how do you live? Because you got all this kit, and you're relying on buses and trains. It's like, I don't know how they do that.
amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, I start. Next question is, if you could be in somebody's place or in somebody's skin for 24 hours for any reason, who that would be and why?
If I could be in somebody's skin for 24 hours, hmm, I think I would like to be in the skin of somebody really famous. I can't think who necessarily. Maybe a singer.
Okay.
Maybe a singer, because I'd like to experience what it's like to, just for one day, definitely not forever, but just for one day, to be never away from the public eye. Paparazzi following you all the time. I want to experience for myself kind of how difficult that is. But I
Right.
never want to get to that point myself, because I like my privacy just as much as I would like for my work to be known. But yeah, I think someone like that, and just to experience all of that, and how all of that really affects them.
Wow. Saying that, what's the biggest joy of being you? What do you like the most about being Isaac?
What do I like the most about being me? I really like the amount of people that I get to meet, because of
Hmm?
my career and what I do for a living. I'm constantly networking, so
Mhm.
the amount of people that I meet is really interesting. Sometimes, the amount of contacts that I can make on one set and one job is great. Sometimes I'll make zero contacts,
Mhm.
because not everyone there is interested in networking. Perhaps so a lot of them are just, oh, there to do a job, and then I'll go home, and then I'll get on with the rest of my life. But there's so many interesting people that you meet, and I think that's what I like most about being me, is that some people, they have a few close friends, but they don't necessarily speak to anyone else other than family. Whereas I speak to new people all the time, and everyone's interesting, I find.
Wow. Saying that, which person in your life right this moment you feel more close to or more connect with?
Oh my gosh. My dog, does it have to be a person?
No, just
I think my dogs, because they're the people well, they're the animals that I go to most if I need a hug or something. So I'd say that's probably my pets. Yeah.
and what has been the most meaningful lesson you've learned from your pets, for your dogs?
Just to have fun with life. You take them for a walk and you see them just having fun at the most simple. You throw a ball for them and it never gets old for them. And that's what I guess envy about dogs, is that they never get bored. So yeah, the lesson I've most taken from them is just enjoy life, enjoy living in the moment.
I had an interview here a while ago with a lovely man from Los Angeles, and he said something very interesting that I never thought about before. He has dogs as well, and he said, "William, do you know why dogs they are always happy and very cheerful?" And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because dogs they just live in the present. They don't live in the
Yeah,
past. They don't live in the future. They live in the present only. That's why they are always cheerful and happy." And I was like, "Oh my God, I never thought about that." And it's so true.
that's exactly that. When I meet someone who's miserable all the time, all I want to say to them is just enjoy what it is you're doing now.
Yeah,
Sure, you want to get to somewhere in the future, but
yeah,
there's still amazing things about what you're doing and where you are in life now. So live that.
totally. Yeah. I think we learn with our pets for sure. With animals, there's always
Absolutely.
to learn, and that's a big one. Next question. Okay, before the next question, tell me what's the biggest joy of being a film director? What do you like the most about working in the film industry?
um, I think with my filmmaking career in general, it's meeting people again. It's the networking side of it. But specifically being a director, that is a more complicated one, because I really evaluate the journey once it's done. And I say to people, I almost don't enjoy it until it's done, because
Right.
there's so much going on, and you are literally living in the moment. So
Yeah.
there's almost no time to enjoy it. It's when you reflect back on it, that's when you realize how much you loved it. So I think that the biggest joy um, is seeing your work as a director and as a team come together,
Yeah.
and the culmination of it all. And oftentimes it doesn't even matter if it doesn't look that good,
Mhm.
because for me it's about the journey and creating something, whatever it may be, of any quality, with a great group of people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's actually at the end of a project. I always try to do, when I've finished a major project that I've directed or produced or both, is have a screening in a cinema for everyone who was involved in it. Our last two projects, The Tormented and Bitter Revenge, we had a red carpet screening for the cast and crew. We rolled out the red carpet for them, had photographers down, and just had a great time, and got to watch our work on the big screen and went for a drink after. And that was the best part of that whole experience for me.
I love your point that you mentioned that you don't relax until you get it done, until you see the final product there, because it must be like, oh my God, the whole tension behind and to get things together. It's exciting at the same time as well, but I'm sure it is not easy.
Yeah, there's lots of deadlines that you've got to hit. There's lots of stressful things that come with the role, especially when you run into big major issues. So actors that haven't turned up sometimes. That is a thing that has happened on sets before. Someone doesn't turn up and you've got to think of a way around it, because, oh no, this actor needs to go home today, and this actor, they're only here for the next hour, so what can we do? And then you've got to really think on your feet. That's kind of part of the fun of it, though, to be honest with you. It's finding that it's stressful in the moment, but it's like, when you look back on it, it's like, I'm actually really proud that we managed to get through that.
Totally.
Don't know how we did it, but we did.
Is life challenging you to see how you're going to deal with the situation, for sure?
Oh, yes, yeah. Yeah, life definitely throws you some curveballs.
Totally.
The last two projects I've done, they were complete polar opposites of each other. The Tormented was one of the simplest, easiest projects that I've ever done, because everyone was great. Everyone showed up, and it was just an amazing team effort. Bitter Revenge was still an amazing team effort, and I love everyone that was part of it. But we ran into a lot more problems on that film set, most of which were out of anyone's control completely. I won't go into the details of what they were, but we did end up having to. It's the first movie I've ever had to reschedule. We shot for 3 days, and then something happened which was out of anybody's control, but it did mean that the film had to be postponed until January last year. And January this year. We're still in September, aren't we? Yeah, until January this year. So yeah, but we got it done, and the screening was amazing, and I'm very, very proud of everybody. And despite all those problems, a lot of people did say, it's a vast improvement over the past film that we did. They've enjoyed it, so yeah.
Amazing. Great. Next question is, what makes you really angry?
What makes me really angry? I like to think of myself as fairly chill, but there is definitely things that do get under my skin. One of them is clumsy people. People when somebody is not respecting one's property, I think is probably the best way I can describe it. So not necessarily clumsy, because accidents do happen. Consistent accidents that leads to damage. That is one thing that does get under my skin. I think you should be very, very careful with other people's possessions. And I don't know if I'd say this would make me angry, because I do get it from their perspective, but people that have no drive. So if somebody has an ambition, say, oh, I want to go and make a film. Mm-hmm. And my response to them is, well, why don't you do it then? They go, oh, well, I work 5 days a week, and I'm like, well, you got weekends. Yeah, but, then you get tired and everything. Oh, well, you don't really want to do it then, do you? Yeah. I wouldn't say it makes me angry, but it does niggle me a bit. But, I do get, that people are tired and everything. Some people they say, oh, I've done a budget. I need £40,000 to make this happen. Nah, you don't. You can do that for 400, or do some kind of basic concept, or at least write a script or something.
Totally, I get your point. 3 questions left. Let's do it. Right before the next question. Sorry. Next question for you is: how do you describe a perfect friendship?
Perfect friendship. Somebody who supports you in every endeavor you do.
Mm-hmm.
within reason, of course. Somebody who can be there for you in your lowest and highest moments, and somebody who doesn't flake on you all the time.
Tell me a friend that, when you are, as you mentioned about when you are the lowest, that, which person comes to your mind for you somehow share it or ask for advice or release your tension. And also tell me, the same person that when you feel the happiest, this person come naturally to your mind, that you go like, my God, I need to share these moments with this person. Tell my friends that for both situations automatically comes to your mind.
So I have one friend who, we don't work in the same industry at all. Mm-hmm. But we've known each other for a long time. And all we really do when we see each other is go down the pub and have a beer. Mm-hmm. But there's something that attracts us to each other, who, when we have something awesome that's happened, we just want to tell each other about it. And we go, that sounds incredible. We'd never, like, the situations that happen in our life, they would never be like, we'd probably never have it happen to ourselves because we work in completely different industries. He works in the care industry and I work in film. Mm-hmm. But I think maybe partially that's why we're so attracted to each other, because we're in such different roles that that we find it really interesting, and we have a proper laugh every time we're out. We have a proper laugh, and we laugh about the most childish thing, and I don't know that he'd always be there for me, and I'd always be there for him.
That's amazing. Okay, so he's watching this interview right now, and I have a moment, an opportunity to send him a message. What would you say? He's watching.
Thank you for being the best pub buddy in the world.
Sweet. Very sweet. Cheers.
Cheers.
Amazing. I know your point. I think those friends, as again, it's just attraction there that, somehow you feel like just expressing, talking, because you feel it's a safe place to be when you have this connection with someone, when you can literally talk about anything, about your lows, your highs. And I think it's great to have those people. And again, you don't choose those people. They just come into our life. They just stay there. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I think that as well. If I've had a really bad day, somehow he'll make a joke out of it, and then suddenly it's fine. It doesn't feel bad anymore. Yeah. I think you need to laugh in your moments in your worst moments. I think you absolutely do. I think that's the best way to get through it, is to look at is to find something positive within the trenches.
Totally. I get it. 2 questions left. Let's do it. I like every move you do a different move. I love it. You're very creative.
Yeah. I'm gonna run out of moves at some point.
Tell me something. Let's do a little game before the next question. Tell me 3 names of 3 artists, like in the movie industry, that you always be inspired by in the film industry. Tell me 3 names. Comes to your mind.
The first one that comes to mind is Neil Marshall. He directed The Descent, which is my favorite film. I've taken inspiration from all of the lighting and all of the suspense building and the stories that he's written. So he would be my first. Yeah. Somebody else that's very inspiring would be James Wan, who he runs Atomic Monster. He's got his first gig directing Saw, the original Saw, and then stepped away from that to focus more on more paranormal horrors. Eventually he builds himself up to the point where he was directing Aquaman and Fast and Furious, and that's the most inspiring person that I know to go from not finding nobody would take a source script. It was Twisted Pictures that took a chance on it, but he was shopping it around for, I think, potentially even years.
Wow.
And when he finally got somebody to give him barely $1 million to make this film, and for it to become the phenomenon that it is, that's really inspiring for me.
Wow.
So he would be my second. My third, I'm going to slightly cheat and use two, because it is co-directors. So the Blair Witch Project was directed by Eduardo Sanchez and Daniel Myrick, and they did much the same thing, where they had a tiny budget, and to make the Blair Witch Project, they went out into the woods for a week and gave this cast a camera, and then just messed with them for a little bit, and they made one of the biggest phenomenons of all time. And you can say what you want about the Blair Witch as a movie, but people thought it was real. I think there was a poll done, and something like 40% of audiences believed it was legitimate, which is insane. And part of that goes towards the genius marketing tactics that they used. Putting missing posters around Sundance Film Festival to just sell this illusion that this is actually a legit film. And I think that's that kind of, not necessarily the film itself, but the passion and the dedication to make people believe that the film was legitimate is incredible. And I've taken a lot of unique marketing lessons from that story.
I'll tell you something, Isaac. I was literally thinking about that movie yesterday. Literally, I was thinking about it. And I was like, oh my God, it's one movie that when I watch, I cannot watch on my own. I can watch I cannot watch my own. I cannot watch if I'm camping, or if I'm in a chalet or somewhere with the middle of the forest. I cannot. Yeah, I was in Canada a few weeks ago, and we were in a chalet, in a cottage, with my best friend, kids and everyone, and said, let's watch a movie. And I was like, please don't let's not watch that movie, because not the right place to watch that movie.
Brilliant. But I think I'd love to do that.
No, oh my God, it gets me. It gets me. I get so scared. Anyway, one day it's gonna be tough. Now, one day you're gonna wake up in the morning having 3 missed calls on your phone from those 3 you just mentioned right now. Of course, the last one was 2 of them, so they are calling you together. Yeah, you have 3 missed calls on your phone. Which one you call back straight away? Which one you send a message? I'll call you back later. And the third one, you don't call back, you don't send a message, you just ignore them for now. Tell me.
Okay, so the person who I would go to straight away would be James Wan, because I think he's the guy, because he produces most films now. So he's the one who I think I'd have the most chance of doing a project with, or doing a project underneath. So he's the one that I text back straight away. The later one would be, I think that would have to be, that is really tough, that is, because there's no way in hell I'd ignore any of them. But I think I'd have to say the Blair Witch Project directors for Text Back Later, because if nothing else, I just love to go for a drink and nerd out with them.
Right.
The only reason I say Neil Marshall for Ignore is because even though he made my favorite film of all time, then I think he's probably the least likely to perhaps get me to direct a film that he's written or something, because he did make the most amazing film of all time, but he's not done anything for quite a long time, at least nothing really well known. So I think that would be the guy that I would theoretically ignore, but I wouldn't in a million years,
I can't believe you ignored the guy who made your favorite movie of all time. I can't believe that. And by the way,
I can't believe it either.
By the way, they're all watching this interview, okay? All of them, they are watching this interview right now. You're in trouble.
I'm sorry, Neil. Please do call me, because I was put on the spot. There's nothing. I'm sorry.
You can blame the show. You can blame me. It's okay. I take the blame. Don't worry. You are safe.
I take it back. I'd ignore James Wan. There you go.
No, too late now. Next question is, what makes you the happiest?
I really like seeing people happy, actually.
Mm-hmm.
There's I think let's use one of my sets as an example. There's some of us, this film's not out yet, it's a short film that we did back in the summer. But some of the actors and some of the crew who I've worked with before, I'm like, hey guys, come around to my house. I have it's summertime, and we haven't filmed anything, so we're going to do something. And they're like, oh, okay, let's do it. And we spent the day writing a synopsis for like this whodunit comedy. And a week later, I had a job in Wales the next day, so I went there and came back after a week. And they said, okay, right, the job's done now. Let's go out into the New Forest and let's just have fun doing this film all day. And we did. We spent about, I don't know, but the length of a work day, maybe, just out there having fun in the forest, filming stuff. We improvised most of it. So, you know, we had a scene by scene, but most of it was improvised, and we just had great fun figuring it out how it was all gonna flow.
Wow.
And you know, that's we were all really happy at the end of the day.
I love it.
We're walking back and we're chatting about how, you know, what everyone did really well. And I think that, you know, that's what I really loved. That I was like, I looked at everyone as we were walking back, and I'm thinking in my head, they're really happy, and I'm really happy that I could bring that together.
I love. I can picture, like you're describing, I can picture myself in this group, and you know, the excitement of people doing what they love and connect with others and express. I think that's the beauty. I love it, and I'm sure you describe very well happiness. That's what happiness means, about doing something that you like with people that you enjoy being with. I think it's amazing. It couldn't be different. I get your point.
That's a unique way, I think, of when you're an adult. You know, it's not really the kind of thing that you would ordinarily do for fun or pleasure. You know, sure. It's so I think that because it's so rare, there's something really special about it. You know, most of the time, and don't get me wrong, I love going for a drink with my friends, but you know, a lot of the time, you know, that's how adults, they do have fun. They meet up on a Friday or Saturday evening with some friends, have a bite to eat and have a drink, and that's essentially what they do for fun with their friends. And you know, they seldom do something massively unique, you know. So I think that, you know, for us to make what is work to a lot of people into just a fun hobby for the day, that's what I really liked.
Amazing. Last question. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's see your next move. I want to see your next move. Let's do it.
I'm going to do my dad dance.
Wow, when I'm editing your interview, I'm going to take some ideas from each dance through the interviews here. In the interviews. Before the last question, tell me, you know, Christmas just coming very soon. So tell me, what's your connection with Christmas?
I like Christmas. You know, for us, it's very much a Sunday dinner a lot of the time with presents. You know, because I've got a great Auntie Vera. She was around this evening, actually. Yeah, she was. She's 101 years old.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God bless! Wow, beautiful.
Yeah, so she comes around for a roast dinner every Sunday.
Oh, sweet.
And, so for us, it's like it's much the same as any regular Sunday, but we give each other gifts. You know, because but my dad's side of my family are in Spain, and mum's side of the family, her brother has his own family out in Cornwall, and my grandparents on her side have passed away. So for us, it's a small gathering, you know, with turkey and presents. But I really like Christmas because I like all the pretty lights. I love the feeling of giving back to, you know, your family after a year of stress and work and everything. It's nice to have that time and that relaxation. It's not the same as it was when I was 6 years old. You know, when Santa comes down the chimney, and you know, it's time to open presents and It's 6 in the morning. We often stay in until about midday these days on Christmas, because we can do that now. But yeah, I like Christmas. It's a nice, relaxing time of the year for me.
Sweet. Last question is, do you consider yourself to be a spiritual person, and how?
I don't think I do, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I think that as I don't feel I feel very driven by my own actions. So I
Yeah.
think that I wouldn't say I'm very in touch with my spiritual side. Surprisingly, lots of people ask me that question actually, and I always feel like I almost should say yes, but I don't really know why. Because wouldn't consider myself in touch with any kind of external force particularly. Really, I do really
Okay.
like being out in nature. Like I love it up in the Lake District, and I used to do a lot of hiking. So I guess in that sense, and I love the forest and going out into there. So I guess in that sense, I guess you could say I'm in touch with nature, but I don't look at it really as a spiritual thing, to be
I
honest with
see.
you.
Totally. It's not right. I love your answer. I think it's all about how you feel about it. There's not right or wrong. I love it.
Yeah.
Right. It's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. I'm going to say some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Okay.
Okay.
That's one word for money.
Cash.
Fear.
Anxiety.
Family.
Mother.
Life.
Death.
Love.
Somewhere.
Okay. Religion.
Conflicting.
Sex.
Seldom.
Politics.
Annoying.
Friendship.
Love.
Desire.
Passion.
Regret.
None.
Success.
Great.
Wish.
Love.
One word for happiness.
Pride.
You're like, pride. I love it.
It's the first thing that comes to my head, and I'm thinking as I'm saying the word. Is that right? Is that what I mean?
Not a problem. One word for England.
Confusing.
One word for movies.
Expression.
And the last one now, film director. One word.
Me.
Wow, amazing. Let's pretend now we're going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friend. Define Isaac in one positive and one negative word only. What your best friend would say about you?
For positive, driven.
Mm-hmm.
For negative, I'm sure there are many. Hopefully many positives as well. Probably in one word, I almost want to say driven again because, burnout. Is that
Okay.
is that a good one? Yeah. That is one word, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay. Let's play now. Isaac in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But okay, Isaac, you can ask me a question now.
Oh. My question to you, William, is what is your favorite hot drink?
Oh my God. I had here on the show over 1,500 interviews, and nobody asked me this question yet. I love it. I love it. My favorite hot drinks is hot chocolate. I love hot chocolate.
I'm a big fan of hot chocolate as well.
And the best hot chocolate I ever had in my life until now, it was in Bruges, in Belgium. I went to this like beautiful city in Belgium called Bruges, and I was walking around. It was around this time of the year, was like in the autumn, and I was walking with my friends, and I was like, oh, let's have a hot chocolate now. It feels like a hot chocolate. Oh my god! I went to this coffee shop, and it was literally melting the hot chocolate
Oh, lovely.
Oh my god! I was like, "What's that?" And what is melting hot, like chocolate in my mug cup? I was like, "Oh my god!" I remember having it, and I have like a dream. You know what I mean? All this like,
That sounds lovely.
oh my god! So that's hot chocolate like all the way down. Yes, for sure, love it.
Now that I've asked you that and you've said hot chocolate, I know we've got whipped cream in the fridge. So I think I don't drink hot chocolate very often at all, despite it potentially being also my favorite hot drink. It's such a rare thing for me. I don't know why I don't drink it more often, but I love it when I have it. So now that I'm thinking, I've got whipped cream, maybe today's the day. You know, on the very last piece of filming that I did, we were down at the beach, and it was supposed to be a bright and sunny scene, but it was typical England weather. So it was pouring down with rain, and we're just like, well, we'll have to film it in the rain then. Luckily, there was a cafe right by. And I said to the caster, you guys want hot drinks? Yeah, what do you fancy? He said hot chocolate. And on the menu was a deluxe hot chocolate. And it had some chocolate shavings on top of whipped cream. It was absolutely lovely. And even some marshmallows. Hot chocolate deluxe.
Wow.
It was worth the $5.
Amazing. Did you enjoy the interview, Isaac?
I thought it was brilliant. Yeah, I really did. Thank you for bringing me on, William.
Thanks so much. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for being, so kind and sweet to accept an invitation. I love to have passionate people on the show. I love to see people's eyes shining when they talk about their career, about their passion, about their life overall. I think it's amazing. I love it. And I feel the energy. I love feeling the energy of passionate people here on the show. Thanks again for taking the time for the interview.
Worries.
Thank you. I wish all the best for you in your career. I hope that, with all your goals, and have a great Christmas. That 2026 brings like the best for you in your career, in your personal life as well. And please, on Christmas Day, say Merry Christmas to your, to your great grandmother. You know what I mean?
I will do.
Please tell her that I send my regards to her. It was beautiful that was the takeaway from this interview, that she comes every Sunday for a meal. That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, she came to my last premiere as well. She came to two of my last premieres. It's the first time she was at the cinema in 50 years.
Oh my God.
And managed to get some pictures on the red carpet with her. And that was really lovely to do that. Not once, but twice.
Please send my love to her, okay? Send my Merry Christmas wish for her on the day, okay?
I will do. Thank you so much.
Thanks again. Have a good night and keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show, okay?
You too. Lovely to have met you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.